You know, nihilism really isn't that bad. And I know for a fact I'm not the only one that thinks this. You know, a lot of Gen Z is actually coming to terms with this type of philosophy. Nihilism itself has actually soared in popularity over the years through platforms such as TikTok, Reddit, Instagram. My point to make is that nihilism has kind of been in the mainstream and it's kind of been having its moment. The crazy part is that a lot of people are discovering it just now, thinking it's a new thing. But it's been with us for quite a while now. Nihilism itself is dated back to around the 18th century or 19th century. Or so it's thought. We'll get into that. But all this talk about what nihilism is, what even is nihilism in the first place? Nihilism, defined by Oxford Language on Google, is the rejection of all religious and moral principles and the belief that life is meaningless. Yada yada yada, essentially 19th century poets being sad. And the term itself was created and first used sometime in the 19th century by many poets and writers such as Friedrich Schlegel. I'm so sorry for this pronunciation. Friedrich Schlegel in 1796, who is seen to be the creator of the word itself. I know, poets and writers being gloomy and sad. Who would have thought? But that point of him being the creator of the word is debatable, kinda, still. A little bit. The reason why is because you can't really trace a word itself to a particular person. There are some instances where you can, but in this instance, I mean, God knows how many 18th century poets are writing about how gray the clouds were, or, you know, sad the tree's branches are. One thing you gotta remember is that nihilism itself wasn't a new thing. It's only gained a word recently. Nihilism has always kind of been here. You know, this nihilism isn't a new thing. It isn't a new idea. More so, it's more been popularized by authors during this time, such as Russian novelist Ivan Turgenev. I'm so sorry. We're gonna call him Ivan, who popularized the term in his novel Fathers and Sons in 1862. And later, philosophers such as Friedrich Nietzsche, I don't know, man. This is a different Frederick, though. But Frederick, he later would analyze the word nihilism itself and critique it a lot in other people's works or writing. In fact, you may be telling yourself, God, that name sounds so familiar. That name, you know, I wonder where he's from. Well, he's actually the creator of the quote, God is dead. I know. Philosophers, am I right? But really, this whole quote wasn't really a celebration. It was more of a statement of saying that the old systems of belief are kind of dying now. It was during a gloomy part of history where a lot of people were starting to doubt religion and doubt their own beliefs that they said, man, and there comes nihilism. Oh, we're at the juicy part. We're finally here. Nihilism. Nothing matters at all. Do what you want. YOLO. Man, philosophers are kind of chill, I'm not gonna lie. Now, we've talked a lot about the history of nihilism, but why are people even turning to nihilism? Yeah, we kind of know the definition. We kind of get kind of its appeal, you know, nothing really matters. But it still kind of doesn't answer the question. I mean, why are people even turning to being nihilist? I wonder why people are turning to being nihilist. I wonder why people are turning to being nihilist right now. Do I have to explain it? I think a lot of people in our generation, and just the younger generation in general, could give you several reasons why a lot of people are just upset or sad nowadays. A lot of it really has to do with, you know, the economy, our lack of social interaction and retention that we have with people or things. The fact that we spend 24 hours a day just on our phones and electronics and not really living, you know. The political state of the world, right now, the economy, just the uneasiness of everything, really. I mean, the uncertainty. It's a big thing, and I know a lot of people in my generation are feeling it. And I wouldn't doubt that other adults right now are also feeling uneasy or unsure about our future. And this can ultimately lead to someone being like, yeah, why would I even care? Why does anything matter if everything sucks? Counterpoint. If everything sucks, then you can make your own meaning out of it. But I don't want to do something about it. I mean, but like it won't do anything. It won't have an effect. If nothing matters, then do it. You can do whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Do what you want. Do what you please. And that is the appeal of nihilism. The fact that you can do whatever you want. Nihilism offers no responsibility. None. It doesn't offer any sort of, restrictions. It doesn't offer any sort of holdback. It says, let go, do what you want to do, and actually do it, because no one is going to care, and it really doesn't matter. And that really is the big appeal of nihilism. In our state of the world where there's so much bad and there's so much going on, it's just much easier and more appealing to just not care. It's much easier to ignore than it is to actually pay attention and do something about it. And that isn't a bad thing, but I wouldn't say it's the best thing either. Regardless of the fact, it does offer kind of an optimistic and positive spin to it, A lot of people think that nihilism is all bad, it's all pessimistic stuff, and that you really shouldn't follow it. But I think it offers a unique outlook on life. But that is my sentiment. What about actual people? I mean, I've just been reading off my script over here, but what do actual people think? Let's go ask them. Are you sad?
No, I'm not.
Sometimes.
Yes.
If I have my medication.
Oh, good portion of the time, yes.
How sad? You're not sad?
No.
Why do you think you're not sad?
I have lots of friends. I have my bunny. That's my emotional support bunny. It's nice outside.
Can we say hi to the bunny?
You can.
Hi, bunny. Do you know what nihilism is?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Can I swear?
Yes.
Shit.
Nihilism is the belief that nothing inherently matters, I believe.
Why do you think it's shit? Can I ask?
Yeah, if you're a nihilist, just yourself. Like, if nothing matters and it's all pointless, do it. Like, for real. Also, because life is joyous. I'm outside, it's sunny, I'm having a good time, things matter.
Would you consider yourself a nihilist?
No. Well, no.
I understand the appeal of nihilism, but I'm not a nihilist myself.
Kinda, like a little bit, but not like fully, I don't think.
Why aren't you a nihilist?
I think there is purpose to our lives. I think there's some purpose.
Can I ask why?
Although, to me, nihilism means there is no certain path, there's no, predestined thing for you. It's just a good thing. It's nice to have nothing automatically being born, put on your back, just have to, live it. Just, live, that's good enough. I wouldn't call myself a nihilist. I'm not sure what I would be, really.
Would you consider being, an optimistic nihilist? Someone who, kind of views it as, yeah, there's no point to life, but, hey, there's no point. I can do whatever.
Yeah, I would say that that's something that's close to what I would, define my philosophical views as.
So why wouldn't you be an optimistic nihilist?
Well, okay, I guess if you're talking on a broader sense of nihilism and that we are tiny specks of dust in nothingness, that's fair. Whenever I hear nihilist, whenever I hear people talking about it, it's usually a very pessimistic perspective, which I feel is a misinterpretation of nihilism.
Why do you think a lot of students and why do you think a lot of the younger generation is just very sad nowadays?
This would be a long answer.
Do I gotta spell it out for you? Capitalism.
We heard it here first.
The systems we've built in the world as humans, like capitalism, like imperialism, have contributed greatly to that.
It is a difficult future that is incredibly uncertain, very hard to plot, that it was typically much easier for our parents, our forefathers, our foremothers to plot out. They could buy a house, get a job, buy a house, go to college for easy. Now it's like, am I gonna pay my fucking loans? Am I gonna get a job?
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, what's gonna happen in the future? And so it's just uncertainty creates tension, and tension creates sadness.
Well, the rich rule the government, and the technology's been turned against us to sap our attention and our souls and turn us into nothing but consumers. We've lost our humanity for the sake of being able to purchase an easy life. And it's fun for the first couple generations, but a few down the line, you have kids who have never really experienced life and have nothing to live for.
Do you think being a nihilist is a good thing or a bad thing?
I think a lot of people hear it and think it's a bad thing, but it just means nothing inherently matters, and you can still make your own meaning and decide what's meaningful to you, so I wouldn't say it's inherently bad at all.
Should other people follow being a nihilist?
I think people should live as people do, which is like nonsense to say, but I think that live for yourself, I think. Live for yourself.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. So, actually, we learned a lot, and they probably said it better than I could have said it. A lot of people have the consensus that they're not nihilists, and they don't really want to be nihilists, but quite a surprising amount of people thought that nihilism really isn't a bad thing. It really just depends on your outlook. I actually had a friend with me. He's not here. He's at a concert. Benny, you could have been in the video. But he kind of had a unique outlook on it. And the way I see it, and he kind of saw it, is that nihilism really isn't a long-term thing. There are people who will believe in being a nihilist their entire lives and say that that is how they're going to live. But in reality, nihilism is more of a short-term thing. Can't really always be a nihilist, because if you're always a nihilist, then you have no meaning. And again, as we've stated, no meaning means you can do whatever, and it offers a lot of opportunities. But at some point of your life, you do want to have some sort of meaning. And that's a lot of the group consensus that we've gotten from a lot of our data. Get over here. No. Get over here. So, I actually want to get your opinion. What do you think about nihilism?
I think nihilism itself is a very realism-grounded idea. I think it is very valuable. When I started exploring philosophy myself, I started off as nihilist because I was an atheist, so I was a very realism-based person. And I do believe a lot of nihilism, but I agree with the sentiment that nihilism is not the end goal for humans, because otherwise we would not move anywhere. And since we're just floating life in space, I myself align with absurdism, which stems from nihilism, which recognizes the lack of meaning in life, but at the same time it says, hey, there's lack of meaning, but you are able to assign it any meaning that you wish to do so, and therefore you can live your life however you want, up to your interpretation. And I think this is the optimal way for people to live, while confronting the reality of meaninglessness, at the same time being able to realize what they want to spend their small existence on and what they want to dedicate their life force to.
Yeah, great points. I think what he said, that if nihilism, it allows us to get a new perception on life and kind of on the world, offer us a new chance, but I don't think it is a long-term solution that a lot of people should adopt. Not to say that it isn't a good solution, but it isn't a good long-term solution. But thank you. I really appreciate your opinion.
Yeah, no worries.
Last point. Last sentiment. Overall, final conclusion, after all the data and after all the interviews we have done, in reality, does it really matter? That's what I thought. Bye-bye. Well, it was very fun interviewing you. And one last question. Just one more.
That's a good question.
Are the singers more annoying or the guitar? Wait. That's it. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. And hello, we're 104.
Are singers more annoying than guitarists?
Completely depends on the genre. Generally, no. Generally, no.
I see.
Guitarists think they're hot shit because they have more strings than me.